Yoko and Frisky dimensionally. Yoko and Frisky dimensionally. Yoko and Frisky dimensionally.
Yo! Welcome everybody to Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift. Welcome. I am your host, Jen Yoko, and here's my brother from another mother, MC Metro Card Frisky.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Season 5 premiere of Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift. We're ruder, we're uncut, we're uncensored. And I just want to say I didn't like any of the Phase 4 Marvel shows last year because last episode I was rudely interrupted by this girl, you know who.
Agatha?
Well, you just started this with a divisive opinion.
Yeah, I was talking about TV shows and she cut me off last time. Don't think I forgot.
I sure did, Mr. Rambler. Go on.
It doesn't matter, yo. We're at 27 subscribers and counting. Oh, I think we got 28 today. Yeah. The goal is to get 100 subscribers by the time we get 100 episodes. And this episode is number 69. So we're going to talk about some cringy furry stuff today. And we got some special guests to help with that. We got coming from straight out of Staten Island. It's Linney.
I'd introduce me like that.
Yeah, it's her day off. She's here on a day off, so I hope you people appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then you haven't heard from him since the Pokemon fan fiction episode. He's back. He is the remix.
Yeehaw.
Great stuff, everybody. Yeah, I love the enthusiasm.
Excited.
All the
Yeah.
All of it.
And for those are new and this is your first time listening, this is how we're going to start things off. First, we hit you with some Yoko Reacts. You can follow the links in the description. You have Yoko reacting live to whatever I present her from any weird space on the internet. And then we're going to review some TV shows. You might have heard of them. And then we're going to get to the main topic at hand and cool down with a dimensional diary where we talk about, we get a little personal and we ask a question about ourselves to get to know each other better. So, without further ado, Yoko, you ready?
I got my big boy pants on. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, that's what I like to hear. This is Yoko Reacts. Check out the links. First up, we got the controversy that's sweeping the nation. We got female M&Ms. Your thoughts?
Wait, that was a thing?
Yeah! It's all
Why
female,
is everybody...
all female packaging M&Ms.
And people are caring about this? Why?
Because it's the internet and people need something to be mad at. Am I right? Right?
I guess so. But, like, don't people like women to have nookie with? And then they get mad when there's more women on one package of M&Ms? I'm confused. You know what? Everybody go touch grass. I'm skimming through this. In addition, adding purple to the lineup of M&Ms has made the changes to 82-year-old brand in recent months, including tweaks into their logo. The feminist agenda!
Yeah, it's stupid. You guys hear about this?
I haven't heard about this.
It's crazy that blue M&Ms don't really get the representation that they should.
Exactly.
Look, we're not here talking about blue M&Ms, though. We're talking about these new purple ones. And, yeah, I'm with Yoko. People are mad about this. Like, I mean, I know people just get mad about everything, but, like, literally, who cares? It's just M&Ms. Like, they're the same M&Ms. Like, some of the candy shells are a different color, and the M&Ms on the packaging have, what, eyelashes?
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Well,
like when
I won't be. We need ourselves some man M&Ms. Okay, I gotta quote this. So there's this guy that I used to work with, and he would get upset that there would be ladies' night, and then he's like, "What about molten men night?" You know? And I was like,
Excuse me.
"That sounds really gay. Are you aware of what you're saying right now? That just sounds like a gay pride orgy."
Sign me up.
It's, this
Yeah.
this guy knows. Anyway, continue. You know.
Speaking of women, we got a vagina cloud. Check it out. In Turkey.
Let me see. Wow, it's beautiful.
Make a wish. Make a wish.
Yo, a UFO shaped phenomenon? No. It's beautiful. Yo, I'm gonna send this to my friend. It's so beautiful. It's got the equipment. It's got everything. Vulva. It's so detailed. See, this is what happens when people just don't go outside and look at things. You know what I'm gonna say? People need to touch grass. That's right. That's right. They're gonna have to touch it. Yep.
Or they can go to the theater and check out the horror icon that took over January. You know who it is. It's Megan. And I thought this was cool. She was taking people's tweets that were talking shit about her, and she was recalibrating. She was editing it and remixing them and turning them into compliments. Shout out to
Megan's
Megan.
baffling. It's not scary or spectacular enough to make a dent in the horror genre, and it doesn't take its interesting human premise. An ambitious, talented toy maker has to suddenly take on a material role towards an emotionally scarred child. Too deep enough places. Okay, let me hear what she has to say. This is too much. Recalibrating the tweet. You know, it's
She could do that in real life.
right. Megan's spectacular enough to slay the horror genre. Yo, to slay the horror genre. Interesting premise and talented star. Yo, she told him enough to slay. And apparently, Megan's become a gay icon. I don't understand. Yeah, like
It's beautiful.
all. I guess the youngins on TikTok are saying like, "Slay! What a gay icon!" Even in the comments. Oh, Lord.
All right.
How? But how is she a gay icon? Like I don't understand.
I don't know.
Where?
I won't. I don't want to see the movie because I really just don't want another Chucky. I don't want.
Yeah. I did see the movie.
You did?
I did. So like, shockingly enough, I'm not totally out of the media loop because I often am. But sorry, my dog is loud. But I did actually see this movie, and I mean, one, I'm not seeing the gay icon thing, and two, it was a solid all right. You know, it was another Chucky, but it was also kind of like self-aware, and it didn't take itself too seriously, which I
Yeah.
appreciated.
Yeah. I think it was that dance that did it. Just that one dance.
That 1-2 second scene.
Yeah, but a lot of LGBTQ love horror. I don't. I'm also black, and I'm a Shiba Inu. You won't be catching me walking off the trail, no siree. Oh, an alternate route? I'd rather stay in traffic.
Alright, this next tweet is specifically made for the remix, because if you didn't know, the remix is a fursuiter.
Don't expect.
Whoa.
Can you do that in fursuit? Can you do what he did?
Let's see.
Let's discuss. Well,
It's got
40
the stone
seconds.
cold.
Let's see
Going
here.
on.
Let me look this.
This
This
guy
is stone
got
cold stunner.
mad skills.
Yo, he has Austin 6 something. He's got a religious quote on the front of his shirt. Is it? Oh, snap.
Uh-huh.
Oh!
Yeah.
It's a stone cold thing.
That is a fursuit through and through. 10,
Yeah,
like,
that is a fursuit. That is
that
way
is-
too detailed to be a mascot costume. That is straight up a fursuit.
yeah, it is. Not only that, but the tail is bouncing. And it's modified for, like, ready to Freddy.
That's right.
Or if you
Yo!
just-
Look at that slam dunk. Oh no, the fan art. Let's not Google him. Meanwhile, Remix is like doing it.
All right. This tweet is for Linney. This is something she appreciates. This sign. There's no X through it, so they're basically saying, yeah, it's okay to put your baby with the alligators. It's all good.
Oh, is this from Florida?
It's probably from Florida. Yeah.
It's gotta be.
It's that Florida.
It's gotta be.
Somebody had to like paint over it or something.
Like,
Let me look. I mean, maybe they could have put a sticker over it or something. It doesn't look like it's painted over from my. I mean, it's not the best quality image. No.
It's true. First off,
it definitely looks like it's encouraging feeding your baby to the alligator.
well, let me tell you something. Floridians do it anyway. Well, okay, first off, I thought this child was peeing into the alligator's mouth at first glance. I was just like, what is this? What is this tweet? What is happening?
At first, it took me a second to realize that that's the little like fence and divider thing, and not like some pedestal that the baby is being offered on to the alligator.
it's a sacrifice.
That was my first glance reaction there.
Yeah. Have you guys ever used Wish.com
Yo, yeah,
Yes.
man.
and you get something that just doesn't look like what you ordered?
All the time.
That's what this tweet
Or it just doesn't
reminds
fit.
me of. It's like what you wanted versus what you got. Sad.
Oh my god.
With Kid Zone closing at Universal, I'm gonna say it. Donkey looks 10 times better in Hollywood than he does in Orlando. Whoa! Whoa! Why does he look like a bootleg? You're right. He looks like a Wish version.
He looks like he on crack, baby.
Okay, first of all, they should have just called me. I would have made him look just like Donkey. Second of all, it looks like they went to Joann's Fabric on the discount day and couldn't finish, getting the right fabric, and they mixed it. Terrible. 0 out of 10.
Well,
His lips make me uncomfortable.
Yes.
In particular.
Yes.
He got that DSL, dick sucking.
Ooh.
Anyway, you guys like tacos?
Yes.
Well, Valentine's Day is coming up, so you can get this for your significant other. The butt plug taco holder.
I mean, okay, all right. It seems a little. I like the spirit of it, but it seems a little impractical. Just that I feel like the taco holder should be on like a bendy arm, so that the person does not just need to stay in one position to prevent from from dropping the taco filling.
It has a good
If that
grip.
makes sense.
It does make sense.
It does, but the insides are gonna fall out unless they're like entirely face down, ass up the entire time.
They sure are. You know
Which
what?
just seems inconvenient.
It looks like a weapon.
You know what I see? I see relationship goals.
I don't. That's a breakup right there. Nope.
That's breakup goals. Remix. Would you get that for your significant other? I
think
guess
so.
not.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I think I would.
Oh, he would. He would.
Yeah. I'm just trying to imagine how often we would use it. I don't want it to be like one of those things you just keep in the drawer all the time.
No.
That's funny.
You gotta use it. You gotta have a designated day. Light some candles.
Tuesday.
Taco Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesday. Yeah. Get that salsa. Enchilada. Woo.
And chalupa.
Yeah. I'm drinking. Anyway. Last but not least, we have a baller entertainment system. Check that out. We got the Switch that opens up, and there's a bunch of Nintendo consoles, and yeah, cool stuff.
Let me see here.
Something
Let me put.
J4 and Kaze would love this.
Oh my gosh. Wow, what a sexy. Like, that is very sexy. Listen, dude. Having that all come out and rotate and stuff, worth it.
Cool stuff.
Wow.
You never have to leave your house. Just put some food in there, your vitamins, some deodorant, body spray.
The only issue is that the couch is in the wrong direction. What were they thinking?
That's what everybody was
You're
saying
right.
in the comments. What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? Like, are you gonna play backwards? What's going on?
Right.
I guess we are.
We're playing backwards in 2023. Everything is reverse.
Also, he's too far from the TV.
Yeah. And that's all for Yoko Reacts this
It's
week.
beautiful. What a great ending.
What a great ending. Now, to get to something that's not great, we got some TV shows to talk about, and I want you to start it off because this girl laid her life on the line and watched the brand new Velma cartoon and lived to tell the tale.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. So, picture this. A board meeting happens. What's her name from... I don't know, what's her name? Lady comes in, says, I want to make a cartoon about something going on in my life. Executives say, no, we don't want that. You gotta use a property that's already known. We don't want anything new. Then Velma was born. And it's really bad. So, premise, basically, there's no Scooby-Doo. It's all about Velma going through some trauma because her mother left her and she's got mommy issues throughout this whole show. And they make her seem dumpy and disgusting. And she is. She eats garbage. And she hates pretty girls, but yet she likes the pretty girls because she's crushing on them. It's very confusing. I don't know. Freddy is supposed to be white privilege, and I don't like saying that, but they basically say it out loud, and they make fun of his pee-pee a lot, and I'm like, this is a little excessive. I'm actually getting offended by that. And I don't even have a pee-pee. Daphne's just the hot one who's trying to look for her mom, and she's like redheaded Asian. I thought Velma was black, but Velma is not black. She's Indian. And Shaggy's a simp. And Shaggy's my favorite character. How can you ruin such a sweet, heartfelt character who's obsessed with food to becoming literally a simp?
They don't even call him Shaggy. They call him Norville.
They hated it. What made it worse, what killed me was there was a scene. I don't even want to. It's exhausting to describe. So I'm gonna just describe scenes that I hate. So one in particular, Norville wanted to go on a date with Velma, and he keeps trying. So he made a commission. He ordered a commission of Velma as centaurs holding a sword, and I was like, this is the epitome of furry fandom. Right there. Yeah, and then it got destroyed. But he wanted to go out with Velma so badly. Velma was like, I won't go out with you because I need $500 to get a police file from Daphne. And Norville went out of his way to go and try to sell his kidney for $500. But dude is so lucky, he got $500 for busting a drug ring. I was like, what? What's happening? Guys, I can't tell you how ridiculous this show is. You can't really follow it.
Okay.
It makes you cringe and it's uncomfortable.
But let me ask this. Why are people hate watching it? Because it's getting views. Like HBO Max is like, oh, it's the highest rated animation program on HBO Max. It's like the only one there. They took everything off. But still.
Except for Harley Quinn, too.
Yeah. She's safe for now.
I know. Too many people like Harley Quinn for them to even touch it because it's a DC, it's a Batman property. They're not going to touch Batman.
It's like,
but
I just want to know who's the audience for.
I don't even know who likes it. I saw some weird tweets that were just eerie. Like, if you don't like Velma, you're racist. I don't care who you are. You're just racist. I was like, nah, dude, this is some bad writing. You can't just have Velma sitting and talking to her dad, then goes to the garbage and eats French fries. That's not even Velma. Like, each character is not even themselves. They're a stereotype of high school shows, but if somebody wrote fan fiction while smoking, drinking, and taking a shit at the same time.
Yeah, have you guys heard of Velma? Any feedback?
I haven't heard great things about it.
So I did watch the first episode. I think I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm not confident about that because I may have immediately repressed it. But it was, it's bad. It's really bad. And as somebody that really loved Scooby-Doo growing up, it hurts.
Yeah.
I've like tried to just separate them in my brain because it's just not Scooby-Doo, obviously without the dog, right?
Yeah.
But it's not good. I don't know who this audience is for, and I was talking to my boyfriend about this because he's like a huge like media person, and like I don't know who it's for. You know, like I want to say it's for like, I don't know, like, because it's for an adult audience, right? So you would want to say it's for the people that grew up watching Scooby-Doo, but there's no elements of Scooby-Doo in there at all, except for like most of the characters. But also, why replace Shaggy with a different Shaggy? Like, why did we not need Shaggy?
And here's the thing.
And like, it's not just because you wanted like a black character, because you know, now Daphne is Asian and Velma is Indian. So like they have no problem like, you know, changing the characters like to like be more race inclusive, but so like why'd you replace Shaggy?
Yeah. I was gonna say you can change the race of a character. People don't think that you can. You absolutely can. But as you said, I'm just highlighting what you said. You're missing the point of who these characters are. It could have been fun as an adult, like an adult show, but now it's just degrading and insulting. And I hear it's getting worse.
I heard it's getting worse too. And on the subject of hate watching, I was the guy kind of hate watching it for the first episode or 2. Like I heard a lot of bad things about it, and it was kind of like, let me just, you know, it's like watching a train wreck. Let me just see how bad it is. Let me make my own judgments. And it was that bad. It was really that bad. And then when I saw some like social media controversy about like the fact that people are hate watching it is giving it a bunch of views, I was like, ooh, I'm one of those people. You're right. I'm not going to watch it anymore. Like, not that I was enjoying it, but like, yeah, now I'm going to really not, because I'm not helping.
Mm-hmm.
Let's switch gears. Just watch The Last of Us instead. That show's really good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I heard it was really good.
Oh, good.
So good.
Yeah.
And now, our feature presentation.
All right. Now, we're going to talk about the feature presentation. We got furry horror stories. We've all been in the fandom for, I guess, at least a decade, right? Like, we have experience. Yeah. We've been to fur meets, conventions, all of it. So I just thought it'd be fun. We just share some cringy tales of the past. You know, relive the best moments. And let me see. I wrote a few down on the notes. Let's see what I got. All right. Okay, I'll talk about one. It was my first con. It's AnthroCon 2008. And I was 18.
AnthroCon was your first con.
Yeah, right?
What a start.
I know. I was 18 years old. You know, I was fresh in the fandom, and I was like looking to have a great time, and I did. Like, that's one of the best weekends of my entire life. And I actually stayed an extra day. I was supposed to like fly out of Pittsburgh. Yeah, I flew into Pittsburgh the first time, and I delayed it, so I was like crashing on the floor in this random room, and then this guy comes, and he's like in this big baggy suit, and I'm not paying no mind. I'm trying to get some sleep, and then he's talking about it with his friends, and then he starts inflating it like it was an inflatable suit, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it was starting to reach me, and it felt like the walls were closing in, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm about to get crushed. I'm too young to die," and it was just like his suit was just getting closer and closer to me, and I remember it so vividly because it was just like the weirdest shit possible. And I was like, this can't be happening right now. And yeah, he was just like a big poofy thing. And this was before I knew about all the fetishes and stuff like that. You know, I didn't know what a mersuit was. And I was just so innocent, but that stuck with me to this very day. I thought everything was fading to black. I wasn't gonna make it out alive. Crazy stuff.
Saw the most important memories of my life flashing before me at once.
And it wasn't a lot at the time. I was 18. Oh shit, man.
That's crazy. It sounds like a dream from the Rugrats. I just imagined it in a Rugrats style when you're describing it. Like when what was it? Tommy had a fever dream. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. What about you, Yoko? Give us a furry horror story. I know you have a few.
Oh, I gotta. Oh God, my favorite one to tell is the one where, let's just say this guy is a cheetah. I'm not gonna disclose their. Whatever. This guy's a cheetah, and my friend, she does commissions. We room together with a group of people, you know, and we're chilling in the hotel. She's drawing. I'm resting. And we ordered pizza the night before, right?
Yeah.
And she texts him to our cheetah friend to come in and pick up the commission for the badges. And she just needed to laminate it. So he comes in and he tries to kiss me immediately as soon as I open the door. I don't understand what is up with certain people and not understanding the boundary that A, I don't want to be touched by men like that. And B, you just don't do that out the gate. Like, a hug is fine.
Absolutely not. I even feel weird. Like, I'll ask people if I don't know them if it's okay to hug them as a greeting. Because, like, so these people just don't want you to touch them.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You know? Anyway, he comes. I had to, like, put my hand up and just stop, you know? And he looked confused, but I was like, dude, just don't. I don't want to be touched. Just, you know, and he looked at me confused. So I was like, whatever. Anyway, he sits down and he sees the boxes of pizza. And she and I were going to have another piece because it was from the night before and somebody else wanted a piece because they went down to go pick up their commission from the dealer's room. Next thing you know, he goes, his eyes get wide. He's like, can I have a piece? And we're like, yeah, sure. Dude still wearing his grubby cheetah paw fursuit hands, opens the box of pizza and eats 2 boxes of pizza. He pretty much eats one full pie by himself.
What the fuck?
With his paws on.
Ew.
Just make yourself at home, dude.
Yeah. And we turned around. I was like, what the hell? I was like, aren't you going to take your paws off? And he goes, no. I was like,
No.
it's like straight up. That's what he just did. I was so mad. And then when he left, I went back to check the box because I went to the bathroom and whatever. Empty. 2 boxes of pizza. And mind you, it would have equaled 1 pie because we all like ate half a pizza, but that's still 1 pie. Like, why, dude?
It's a shame. It's a shame. Thoughts and prayers.
Ugh.
All right. Remix. Come on. I know you have to have some fire, man. There's got to be
I
some
have a
weird
lot
shit.
of horror stories.
Come on. Fire it out.
I think, one, I guess a horror story was from Anthrocon 2013, and I was rooming with my friend Atsu in Flinch, and so I think it's like 1 a.m, and some guy comes knocking on our door, and I'm like, okay, like, okay, we'll just see who it is. And Atsu answers the door, and there's this guy with just a 6-pack of beers. All the caps are clearly opened. And he's like, hey, I've been looking around for some room parties. Looks like you guys are kind of having a party in your room. And I was wondering if I can kind of come in. I kind of got some beers and stuff. And Atsu's
Why are
like,
they open?
yeah, no. Sorry, we're all about to go to bed right now. And so we shut the door, and we're just like, what the fuck, dude? That guy was like trying to drug us or some shit. And then we just hear a knock on the next door, and we're just listening in on this guy knocking on everyone's door and asking them
Oh
if he
my
can join a
God.
party. And then we hear the end of the knocking, and the guy's like at the end of the hallway. And then we're like, all right, we need to like ward this guy away. So we took some baby powder and we sprinkled a line outside the door. And like, hopefully this wards this man away. And well, we never heard from him again, so I guess it did work.
That's good. That's
Thinking
so
of some like some occult like salt line to prevent
Yeah.
demons with baby powder. Is that what works on creepy furries?
I think so. But a part of me at
I'm
the
gonna
time,
keep that in my back pocket for future reference, just so you know.
at the
And it better
time,
work.
I was still kind of new to like the whole furry thing, and it hit me years later when I was like, "Why did my friend have so much baby powder?" Oh,
Oh,
wah, wah, wah.
Yes. All right. Linney, you got one?
let me think. I don't have like too many stories of people being creeps, and without naming names, but I think like
You
Frisky will know exactly who I'm talking about.
We can refer to
There was
them
this-
as an animal of
Yeah.
some type,
Yeah.
but that not the exact
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, although honestly, it was a wolf, so that's very easy because there's 8,000 of them.
There you
Got
go.
it. Okay.
No offense, Frisky, but every other furry is a wolf.
yeah.
Um,
It's
Go
true
ahead.
though.
but there was this one kid that would frequent our local fur meets and just make the rounds to every like feminine presenting person at the meet and just follow them, like just keep trying to make small talk and and like some part of me as like an adult properly like feels bad for him, but at the time he was so unnerving. Like he would just really insistently follow you around. Like you would there was a few times we went to this like local like park area near the beach, and like I like would go from there's a bunch of picnic tables, go from like table to table, like to different groups of people to try and just shake him and talk to different people. And just every 5 seconds you just turn around, it's like, hey, so Linney, so I was just wondering if you liked this. And I was like, oh God, please stop. And
I know.
I unfortunately suffer from these people like often-ish because I'm nice and I am bad at being rude to people that are like awkward and trying to be friends with somebody. So I get myself trapped because I'll be nice to them for 5 minutes and then I'll realize that like they're being super weird and I'll try and like turn it off and it's like too late.
You poor soul.
But yeah, this one guy would just keep somebody's ear for as long as he possibly could and just really like a puppy just follow them everywhere they were going and just keep talking and just insert himself into conversations. And like he was a part of the like local fur meets for like at quite some time, quite a few years, and like every time I'd see him at a thing I was just like fuck.
We
Damn
all
it.
did that.
I think I bumped into that wolf on the train and at my old job once, and I was like, God damn it. It's not somebody you want to talk to for too long. Yeah, it's sad. All right, I got one from the NY Fur days. I used to be an admin, and most of the fur meets would end at my house, and people would just sleep over. It was a normal thing. And one time, this one guy came from out of state, and we did the meet, and then he slept over with a handful of people, and it was late, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to my room and crash, whatever. And then I get up, maybe like around 6, 7 in the morning. I go in the living room, and they're still awake, and there's like some freaky stuff going on. You know,
Oh no, in your house.
yeah, and I'm just like, I'm like 21 at the time, I guess. And I just want no part of it. I'm just like, I don't care. I'm gonna make some chocolate milk and go back to bed. That's my. But I hear someone say like, "Yeah, you should stick your toe in her butt," and I'm like, "What?"
No.
Oh my god, no.
No, my gosh.
And
Not the toe.
yeah. And then there's one guy, he's like on the couch in a jock strap, kind of like rubbing himself. And this one particular guy, like, he had a thing for me. Like, I'd be laying on the couch and he would just take my legs and push them forward. And he's like, you're flexible, aren't you? Like, shit like that. No chew.
Why do people think they have permission to just do that?
I don't know. But
It's something I've noticed about this fandom, and like I don't know if you're expecting like a real answer to that question. Not that I
No.
have one, but like
Right?
it's something that's always like bugged me is that I love like a sexually open community where everything is like accepted and stuff, but some people take that as an invitation to just interact with anybody in that community that way. And it's like, no, that is not, like, being a furry does not give consent for you to be a fucking creep to anybody that you just met. Not to touch them, not to hit on them, not to anything.
right.
Yup.
So I'm just oblivious. I'm ignoring it. I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna go to bed. And then like 10 minutes later, the guy that allegedly stuck his toe up this lady's butt comes into my room, and he's like butt ass naked, and I'm just like, okay. And he's like, this is okay. I'm like, whatever, man. Like, I'm just trying to get some sleep. He like crawls on top of me, and he just sticks his tongue on it in my mouth, and
No!
his teeth were jacked up, man. His teeth were jacked up, so
Oh, God.
I'm like, I was really, really nice back then. I was really chill, you know. I didn't want to be uncool, so I guess I just went with the flow. But yo, it was like making out with a blender, bro.
Dude,
No.
you sounds like like if that bootleg one,
Oh, stop.
no,
Yeah.
canceled. My dude is canceled.
Sounds like you made out with Melina from Mortal Kombat.
Ew, I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so
That
sorry.
is mortifying. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It is. It really is.
True
Like,
story, man. Like, again, I was, I wasn't that experienced around, like, I don't know what's the word. Like, it was my first time, like, having, like, a big group of friends, so I didn't want to rock the boat, so it's whatever. We're still friends, by the way. I have no hard feelings, but, yeah, that was crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
different. I'd be like, bye.
Yeah,
Don't
same.
talk
No,
to me
I-
again.
We evolved past that. All right.
Well, what's I get, yo?
Who wants to go next?
I could
Yeah, go.
do one.
Go.
Let's see. I guess at Anthro New England 2022, when it was at the old convention center, I think there's like kind of two stories because it happened in the same night. I had brought some edibles with me, and I had some curious friends who wanted to try it, so I said, "Go ahead." So I went out to go fursuiting for a bit. So like I was back in like 2 hours because I was, heating up. I come back to the room and they're both naked in the bed. They're just like watching videos on their phone and just laughing hysterically
That's
at like
weird.
everything. Um, and they're just eating pizza on the bed, just giggling, having a time, and watching videos. And they were up for a while. I think around 1 in the morning, I woke back up because they were still talking. But then I hear this loud noise, like a door slamming. And I guess a couple doors down the hall, there was this couple, I think two guys, and they were arguing. I think it was about something kind of petty. It was like someone complaining that their partner wouldn't have an orgy with them or something like that.
Oh
I don't know.
gosh.
It was like weird. So they're like shouting at each other at like 1, 2 in the morning, whatever time it was. Um, and then I hear this normal lady, just not a furry at all, and she's just like, "Can you shut the fuck up?" And yo, ordinarily I would expect him to shut up, but then this guy went after her.
What?
And was just like, "You shut the fuck up!" And he walks over. I hear the stomping, and this lady just shuts the door in his face. And then I don't know what became of that because at that time I think I was just like, I don't hear anything else. I'm going back to bed. That was too
Yeah,
weird.
I would have done the same.
I feel so bad for people that end up in the hotels that are hosting furry conventions or next to hotels that are hosting furry conventions that aren't furries.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What brought you here? Like, what unfortunate life event did you like end up with that you are at this hotel and you're not a furry? Like, first of all, how'd you even get the room? I always imagine they're like all going to be booked up. So, like, how did you get? I had trouble getting a room. How'd you get a room and you don't want to be here for this?
So what happened to Frisky and I was we were at Furry Week in Atlanta, and there was a Delta Airlines convention.
Okay.
Yeah, and we split up, and I was hanging out with one furry group, and we were casual room party. There was just too many people in the one room, so I sat outside, and then people joined me, and we ordered pizza. And this couple comes, and they're like, "Oh my god, what is this? What are you fuzzies doing out here? Are you guys doing freaky stuff?" And then we had to explain to her, like, no, there's different levels of furries. This guy's a cheetah. This guy's a bandicoot. And then the one that I was hanging out with, he also had an inflatable costume. And he was showing her the mechanics of it.
No.
And yeah, mind you, I was the only lady present aside from that woman. And she's like, "Are you worried that they're gonna like hurt you or anything?" I was like, "Ma'am, this is a room filled with gay men, the safest beings on the planet. They ain't gonna drug you, nor are they interested in looking at you. So you should be fine." And my dude, I think he was a wallaby, mixed her a drink so good that she was like, "Oh my god, we should come here again. We should come here again. Oh my god, I love it. You fuzzies are great. You fuzz." And then I met up with Frisky. Yeah. And then I met up with Frisky and he was drunk. At the end.
That's not true. Lies and slander.
I still have the text.
Beautiful story. 10 out of 10. Do you?
Was once upon a time ago. It's all good. It's all good.
Speaking of the hotels that these cons take place in, can you describe to the audience, you and Remix, how bad of a shape the Fur Park Hotel was in its last years?
Oh, when you said hotels, I was hoping so hard that was where you were going with that.
Yes, go off.
Because that is my favorite. So, okay, so I have a little bit of history here. I mean, at least to the best of my knowledge, I'll put it in a nutshell. But so this hotel was the host of this convention for years. And throughout those years, it changed ownership, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times at least. And there was a leak in the roof. And I think what happened was just after a while, it became expensive and whatever owner it had at the time decided it was just a better financial decision to sell the hotel to somebody else than it was to put the money into fixing it. And then the next guy would come along and say, this is a beautiful hotel. All I have to do is put some money into fixing it. I'll take it. And then the cycle continued. So as that cycle continued, nobody actually properly fucking fixed it.
No, they didn't.
They just thought they could, and then realized the extent of the damage and how much it cost, and went, oh fuck, I'm going to do the same thing that somebody did to me and flip it to somebody else and just like make it, minimize the damage and just make it sound like it's, a good purchase. So as that happened, finally, fast forwarding to the final year that it was at that hotel, the water damage was so significant that that hotel knew that they were going to sell it. But FURPOC was the bread-winning weekend for that hotel every year.
Are
and I
you
actually
serious?
can say that with confidence. Yes, because a friend of mine, Peach, actually, Peach went like urban exploring in the hotel before it was going to be demolished. And he found there was like whiteboard of profits for each month that the hotel was making. And it was garbage. And then October, it was awesome. So FURPOC was keeping that hotel alive.
Wow, who would have thought? And I know Peach is a data digger. Like my dude was efficient and like ridiculous. So you telling me that says a lot, because I went the 3rd year before its demise, and even then the pool was like not usable.
The pool wasn't usable, I want to say, for like the 3 or 4 years before it actually died. I did go to the last 2 FURPOCs in that hotel. And the final one was absolutely horrendous, because at that point they knew that they were going to sell it. But what they do is the hotel will have a convention, have a contract with the convention that's like about 2 years at a time. And so they kept the hotel running up until that like last FURPOC, I guess, to get the money from the FURPOC convention, because they're going to, book out every hotel room, and it was going to keep them, I don't know, alive and feeding their families or something. But they didn't, like, they knew it was fucked, so they like just kept it like put together with like duct tape basically until like that last FURPOC when the contract was going to run out. And they did nothing to fix anything, and the whole hotel was just inundated with mold.
Yeah,
just the whole thing. There's
the
pictures of like the hotel rooms that people would go into, and like the carpet was moldy, the walls were moldy, the ceiling tiles are like soaking wet and falling down. One of my favorite things was I didn't actually see this in person, disappointingly enough, but there were some hotel rooms that were like missing ceiling tiles, and in 1 or 2 of them, the furries being furries looked up into the ceiling, because like a drop ceiling, and there was other parts of old hotel rooms that had been like walled off and like not used for years. There's these like time capsuled hotel rooms from like generations before that I don't even know if the owners really knew about.
Whoa.
And they're of course partying in these old hotel rooms.
That's so
like that
creepy.
are like that they're entering through the ceiling. Yeah, it was creepy, but of course that's where everyone was going to party. So many people like got up in arms with like the convention and the hotel, like legally, about like the mold exposure, and a lot of people were sick, and it was really bad in that regard. My favorite imagery personally from that hotel, if you remember, that big dome like skylight over the pool, that giant like dome window thing. Yeah. Several panels of it were like cracked and leaking. And there was a giant thunderstorm the Sunday, last day of the convention last year, and it was literally raining into the pool. Like better than Rainforest Cafe. Like literally raining into the lobby of the hotel, into the pool. And the pool was just green. Like it looked like some like intentional like Rainforest Cafe-esque like jungle themed hotel room, that the pool is just like almost has things living in it, and there's just a rain shower going into it.
Oh my lord.
Thinking? Man,
they were thinking, let's get the last few bucks from these guys before this hotel falls to pieces, I guess.
I remember looking at that pool and seeing the bottom of it, and I'm thinking like, damn, the pool's floor is blacker than Akon, bro.
Dang.
It's insane.
Yeah, there was definitely there was life in that pool.
Oh god, new life forms, bro. Like James Cameron could probably make a movie about the life forms created in that pool. It's
Well,
nasty.
considering how many dirty people swam in it in the past, yeah.
Ugh.
Dirty people had nothing on the amount of literal like sea life that was making his home in that fucking hotel pool.
I can't with that. I can't.
I'm gonna hit y'all with a classic. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about this one. I wasn't there for it, but it's probably one of the most well-known events to happen at a fur con. So this happened at a BLFC. You guys know where I'm going with this?
So, could you
do.
announce the abbreviation so people
Biggest
who don't
little-
know?
Biggest little fur con, I think 2021, I believe.
Really? Oh no, I know what you're talking. No,
I wish I didn't.
I don't want you to tell this one, but whatever.
I'll keep it brief.
Yeah.
So these guys decide to have a pizza party, right? Because that's what you do at cons. You order pizza, hang out with friends, and, just watch stupid YouTube videos. But then they decided to take it a step further. They were like, what if we pulled our dicks out and jerked off on the pizza? And you're thinking, okay, the thought stops there. Like, LOL, that's funny. But they actually
Until
went
it
through
happened.
with it. They went through with it. I heard there was like maybe 19 people who did it, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere in the realm of 20 people.
And then, okay, you would think they would dispose of it. No, they leave that shit in the hallway for like 4 hours, where other people who might be naive, like, furries are poor, okay? They see free food on the ground, there's a good chance they might pick it up and eat it. I've seen my boy Joe.
This is why you don't eat abandoned pizza, everybody. This is what you've learned today from this podcast. Do not eat an abandoned pizza on the floor of a hotel room. You just don't know.
Exactly.
Or a hotel hallway.
My boy Joel, when he was working at the movie theater with me, he saw a pizza, it was in the box, but it was in a trash can, but it was in the box. He pulled that shit out of the trash can and ate it in the break room, and everybody like talked shit about him about that. So imagine you're walking through the hallway of a hotel and you see a pizza on the ground and it's not eaten. And you're like, hey, free pizza. You might go for that pizza, man. Like, I'm not judging, but
I'm judging a little bit.
I can't handle that. I can't handle that.
like,
I
yeah.
can't handle
No,
any
me
of that.
either.
I know
That is the one, and I knew it was going to come up. That is the one like FurCon cringe story that like viscerally upsets me.
yeah.
I agree.
That shit
And then
went-
somebody made a plush toy pizza
Of
Oh,
course
out
they
of
did.
that.
They
Yeah.
auctioned it.
No.
It's like, what if you
they
want to
auctioned
come
it?
on a pizza? That is your
Yeah.
business. Keep that shit in your hotel room and throw it in the garbage when you leave. Like, do not put that in the fucking hallway.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
just that,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
don't even tweet about it. But people just want
Yeah.
attention so badly.
Yes.
I-
They were
I would prefer
tweeting about
just
it.
not to know.
Yeah, they were promoting it. They're like, look at us, guys. We're so cool. And then everybody was cutting their ass, as they should, telling them what dumbasses they are. But they don't care. But, yeah, I had to bring that one up because I was like, that's infamous at this point.
It is. It is. You can't have a furry cringe anything without talking about the fucking pizza.
You can't order
Yeah.
a pizza at a con anymore without it coming up in some shape or form or fashion.
I know. That's the worst part.
That is the worst part. I have to say though, the best part about shit like that, I have to say, is whenever there's someone that really like does some shit that's like too far and like just really that gross, the fandom as a whole really does kind of like reject that publicly. Like they're like, no, this is not what we're doing. Like absolutely the fuck not. And like no other part of the fandom stands for this kind of behavior. So like I do appreciate that.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Anybody
But-
who actually really does things that are unacceptable, like, do get shut down by the rest of the fandom pretty publicly.
That's a good
Which I'm glad.
Yeah.
So we're like, man, we got a bad enough fucking reputation with the general public, can we not?
Mm-hmm.
Can we not make it worse?
Remember, like, the first, like, real shunning of a furry who did something in public was on the Tyra Banks show, and that lady was banned from Fur Affinity.
Yeah, we're
You
friends
say
with
I
that.
actually don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It was like 12, 13, maybe 14 years ago, and there was one of these a straight furry couple went on the Tyra Banks show to kind of talk about, just all the questions that Tyra Banks had for furries, and when it came to like a sexual discussion, and she's like, "Yeah, we have sex," and then all of a sudden, like, I don't know, all the furries just kind of thought that, they're like, "Oh my God, how dare you just say that we have sex on TV?" Because we don't want people to think we're just like sexual perverts. And then there's just a bunch of backlash from people, but it was just like,
SPH.
yeah,
See, that's what's funny. First of all, me and Yoko are friends with that girl you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's been on this
Oh, wow.
podcast a few
She
times.
Yeah, and she told us, and I had no clue. But it's not a big deal. It wasn't even like
yeah,
I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
It
not a
wasn't a
big
big
deal
deal.
because people are so open with the adult fursuiting nowadays, but like back in the 2010s, it was looked down
it was
upon.
taboo.
Exactly.
Was
But
it
now,
even 2010? Because it was just
It was like
yeah,
2000
I think it was
or
2009 she went on there. Something like that.
yeah,
ah.
yeah.
It was a
And
different
she told
time.
me that the guy that she married before was actually a horrible person.
Oh,
SPH. Remember.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Strategically
let's put it
placed
this way.
holes.
Oh Lord. he yeah. And yeah. That's all I got.
Speaking of SPH, one time I was at FCN and I was rooming.
You gotta give us the
All right,
names.
it's Furry Connection North.
Okay.
Okay, and I was rooming with some mersuiters, and I was like,
No.
whatever, I don't care. So I had to go back to my room and get something, and I go in there and there's like an orgy going on, but they're wearing these old school mascot outfits, like
Oh,
from
God.
exactly from like the early '90s and shit. So, but they're
No.
but their dicks are hanging out, so it's like seeing Tony the Tiger with a flaccid pink dick
No.
hanging out. And then I'm
Stop.
I hate all of that. I hate
so
all of
I'm trying to
that.
get my
Doesn't-
shit and go, and they're trying to like I'm in fursuit too. I'm trying to get my stuff, and they're trying to like get me to come. They're like, "Yeah, come on," and I just bust out laughing at like full volume because the fucking scene was so surreal. I'm like, I'm in like a serial mascot orgy right now, trying to get like my wallet. I'm just-
Like, here's the worst part. Like, stories like that only prove to people that, like, that's all what furries are. That's it.
Oh,
What this guy said.
exactly.
And then when you try to explain that, like, dude, it's more than that. It's like a community of people, like, who love to build things or be the favorite cartoon character that they wanted to be. But then you have like situations like that happen, and like we had a situation where one guy he was racist. He was just straight out saying like, I don't understand why black people got to do complain about these things. They could just stop stuff if they tried, like out of the
Whoa.
blue. Yeah. And this same guy took a crap on the seat of the toilet
oh my
and wouldn't
god!
clean
That's
up
the guy that's
after
going to say
himself.
I
that,
was
right?
gonna talk
Yeah.
about that. I was gonna talk about that. You want me to tell them?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, you tell him. But I'm like, come on, man. Go ahead.
Okay. We have a friend. His name. Let's call him Bob. Right. Let's call
Yeah.
him Bob. So back in the day, Bob, he lived in New York, and he was like 21, and he would like turn up, whatever. And I remember one night at Furry, he tried to fight me. I was like in fursuit wearing like a hula skirt, and I don't know
Oh
why.
yeah, you had the coconuts. You
Yeah,
had the coconut bra.
yeah, I had a coconut bra and everything. He tried to fight me because he was drunk, and I'm like, "What are you doing,
I
bro?"
fight a man in a coconut bra.
He was trying to fight me in the parking lot. It looked like fucking World Star, Animal Planet edition, and I'm like, "I ain't gonna fight you, dude." And I was in shape at the time. I could have knocked his ass out easily, but I was like, "You're drunk. I'm gonna let you walk it off, whatever." And then the next night, I'm at a room party, and he's there. He's getting sloshed, and he goes to the bathroom, and we're like, "What's taking so long?" So we go in, and he falls asleep on the toilet, bro. He's on the sleep.
No.
Not only that, but when he went to use the bathroom, he missed the toilet. So there's
Yeah,
like
I
a
remember
turd
that.
No.
on the ground.
And you
Like,
guys were so stressed about it. I remember Twilight was pissed.
it wasn't my room. I didn't care. I was like,
Oh,
he
I don't know
fell
whose
asleep.
room it was.
I have a picture of him on the toilet.
Oh,
Nice, you
Lord.
got her, right?
Oh my god. I still have that picture, man. But he woke up, he pulled his pants up, and he's like, I gotta get back to New York because he had to work the next day. He had a job. And we're in
Oh my
Connecticut. So he had to go to
gosh.
New York. So this dude takes his like shitty underwear and he puts it in an empty pizza box in the hallway. And
Nice. Why is it always pizza?
it's always pizza, right? And then he goes to his roommates, like he goes to his room and he tells his roommate, I'm gonna pay you $100 if you take me to New York right now. It was like maybe 2 a.m. And the roommate was like, yeah, sure. So he left to New York, and I heard that he never got paid.
Of course.
Oh, come
Of
on.
course. Of
Yo,
course. That sounds right.
he was so
That sounds
hammered.
right.
He's
This is why I just don't drink anymore or like hang out with people that drink too much because of that. You know what it feels like? Another thing is the free fandom feels like one big college like party. One big
That's
college party.
accurate.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
frat party.
forever 5-day college party.
Yo, facts. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. I had to tell that story.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always somebody just doing gross stuff.
It's always
And-
pizza.
Or pizza. Or pizza. Yeah, oh, the common theme tonight is pizza. I just sorry, man. I have like a bingo card of people I just don't ever want to talk to again in the fandom or see because of shenanigans like that. You know what I mean? I don't want no trouble.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my friend just grabbed a thing of Pringles from my kitchen, and they're pizza flavored, and I'm gonna throw
Oh,
things
That's
out the window.
so funny.
too soon. Too soon.
Too soon.
Anybody
It was
Remix.
too soon, but I had to see it and suffer with it, so I'm sharing.
We have to go back to remix.
Yeah, remix.
Oh,
You got anything?
I have a lot.
Come on, keep it going, man. This is fun. I'm having a good time.
I guess it's not really a horror story, but I think it was Fur Fright 2014. I think I was outside and I was borrowing a friend's suit. Um, and there's this like skunk fursuiter in like a wheelchair.
Oh no. Oh, I know
And-
that guy. I know who
Yeah.
you're talking
Oh,
about.
Me too.
So do I.
Yeah, so I guess he tries to like make the moves, you know, and I'm like, all right, yeah, but no. I see him later. I think later that night in the elevator. Like you know, when the elevator's about to close and you hear someone, hold up, hold up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm like, oh, of course. And then he rolls around the corner, and I'm like, oh, I see. This is fate. So of course, he's on the same floor as me. So we get off, and I'm walking back to my room. Of course, he's in the same direction, and he's just like, hey, could you help me? And I'm like, sure. What can I help you with? And so he was just like, oh, can you help me, you know, help me get out of fursuit? And I'm like, sure,
No,
because like in my
no.
mind,
Uh-oh.
I'm like,
Oh,
there's two things. One, this man's in a wheelchair. He could use the help. Second, I'm still new in this
oh,
fandom, and
baby,
I'm
you
still
didn't
like,
even know.
I was worried that,
It's a
oh,
trap.
What
Okay.
a
yeah,
horrible trap,
uh,
too.
Keep
the
going.
worst thing I could think of is like, what's the worst this guy can do? Fucking Tony Hawk grind all over my body or some shit? I don't know. So let's
Almost spit
go
out
in the
my drink.
room.
Oh,
Oh no.
So I'm in the room with him, and I help him get up, and I help him take off his fursuit, and he tries to keep getting me to stay, and I'm like, oh, I really can't. I have to go. Uh, so I leave. I get back to my room, and I'm like, fuck. I left my backpack in his room.
oh
So I go
no.
back to the room, and he's basically naked. And I'm like, I left my backpack in the room. I need it. And he's like, okay. I went in, got my backpack, tried to leave, and he's like, sure, don't want to stay. And I'm like, oh, I can't. I have to go. And I was like, oh my god, yeah. So that was that.
Dude, you know what's crazy? That guy creeped somebody in our friends group out so bad they started making stuff up about him. And I'm like, oh, it's just harmless. I think I sat in his lap once, just
Oh
for a
no.
photo. I think I was young back then, so like, but that was it. It was like during like the fursuit parade, so it wasn't like anything naughty or grotesque or bad happened.
Yeah.
But after that, I was like, nope, not comfortable. I'm out.
That's how
You
it
know?
starts. The next thing you know, you're in the sewers.
Yes. One other person I knew was like, um, he'll grab you and he'll take you away, and he's not a good person. Like they were just making up stuff. But
Oh,
I mean, you kind of confirmed some things, so you know.
I don't think he was, a bad person.
Listen,
Definitely.
if you are a woman, and I think Linney will agree with me, you're almost always looking out for yourself in terms of safety.
Yeah, you kind of have
Yeah.
to. Because, like, the
And
one time you're wrong is the last time anyone's heard of you. So
yes,
you kind
Yeah.
of have to.
like you guys won't necessarily always have to think that, but as a woman, we always think that. Like that whole scenario with you and that guy in the room, that would have been a no-no. I would have been like, I'll go get a friend to come and help me.
Yeah, I'm like, who are you rooming with? Do you want me to go get them? I'm sorry,
Yep.
I'm not comfortable, and I'm walking away right now. Like, that
Yep.
would have been it.
There's no
Yeah.
bro code when it comes to women. It's we either
Nope.
get hit over the head or drugged or cartoon style, and then people think it's funny, and it's like, no, no, no.
No, this happens to people. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
going to be me.
exactly. Not be me either.
Remember, kids, it's not groovy to get roofied.
Also, I've had
And
my fair
Frisky.
share of very close to fist fights because said wolf broke so many boundaries of mine, especially with trying to kiss me. That wolf keeps
Mhm.
trying to want to kiss me. He just does not get it, and I did like a roundhouse kick to his stomach because at
Nice.
your house, Frisky, because like he dumb ticked me off.
Ooh. My house was a Tekken stage. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Kicked his ass. Remember when that one girl showed up to my party and she was like, I ran a marathon, I'm gonna take a shower. She used my shower and then she slept in my bed. You remember that shit?
Was that at the barbecue?
No. It was a Dead Dog Dance
The
Set 3.
the summer party.
I'm not naming names, but I think Yoko knows.
Give me
Oh.
their what animal were
They
they?
were
Their
a-
spiritual
A
animal.
coyote.
Okay, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, I had a feeling. Yep.
Sheesh. Like, okay,
Yep.
I invited Phonics to my party, and then she found out through Phonics. She was like, "Hey, can I come too?" I'm like, Sure, I guess. Like, we weren't even talking like that. And then
Mm-hmm.
she comes through, and Phonics is not there. She just like decides to like shower and sleep in my bed. I'm like Wakanda shit is this?
Yeah, it's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears instead. It's Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, I was way too nice back in the day. I was too
Oh,
fucking
so
nice.
so was I. So was I.
Like,
And now I'm just like, go away.
let me tell you a story. I was 17, and this fur from Long Island was like talking to me on MSN. I was like, yeah, sure, you know.
Wow, MSN, gross.
MSN Messenger, you remember that?
Ew.
It's
Yeah,
a
I sure
throwback.
do.
So this guy's talking to me. I'm like, yeah, let's meet up in Times Square. So we meet up in Times Square and we go to the Virgin Mega Store. Remember that?
Oh,
That
I
place was the
remember that
shit.
store. That's where I got my Mariah Carey
Yeah,
CD.
that's where you listen to all the CDs for free without buying them. It's great.
Yeah.
And then we're walking around. We go to this nearby park, and this dude starts singing me a song. He's going off, man. He's singing, and I'm just standing there. I'm like, huh, this guy's really singing right now. so,
Oh
so
my
this dude sings
gosh.
his song, and then he fucking licks my face, dude. he
No.
just
See,
he
see,
licks my
again,
face.
again, sorry, again, as a woman. You just don't go out. And as a man, you shouldn't go out with strangers like that. And I mean, you were at least in an open space.
I was
Yeah, good.
17. I was
Yeah.
17 years old. I
So,
didn't know any better.
oh, even worse. You were 17. Your mother never told you about stranger danger? That's some stranger danger right there. I
Oh
would have brought a
man.
knife. I would have cut his throat.
I was like, man, I'm like, you're cool and all, but you know, I'm not feeling the vibe or
Like my face.
whatever. Oh man, I feel like I told that
Lord.
story before. So
I never heard that one, but
you
like,
never heard
oh
that one? Oh, it's a classic.
no.
It's a classic.
But the mom side of me is
No,
just like, no,
no.
we're not hanging out with him.
The funniest part is I brought it up to him at a convention once, and he looked at me like he didn't know me. He just totally ignored me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, cool, bro, whatever. You know you like
I'm
this.
I'm like that person that's like, yeah, you remember that? Stay away from me, creep ass.
All right. Anybody else got any stories they want to throw out there?
I
No, I
have
don't think so.
an infinite amount, but we
We
can end if you want.
Nah. Say your piece, man.
Let's see. Which one would be fun? I mean, I guess there's like not really a horror story, but like the window shattering at for Apocalypse. That was kind of weird.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I
I
like how
actually
y'all are
do
like, this is
have
great.
I do have a piece of that window.
Oh
Are
my
you
god.
serious?
I do. Yep.
I
You
think that was the
should
year I was not there.
you should encase it.
I will. I'm gonna put it on my wall.
You can
It's just like
auction
on
it.
my desk right now. No, it's too long after the con to auction it because, it's too easy to say that it's not from that window. You would have had to do it like during the con. But I mean, I'd rather just keep it as a keepsake. I got yelled at by the hotel staff. And I was in fursuit, so I didn't care because like I'm not identifiable.
It's very
So I just
true.
ran up and grabbed a piece of it, and the hotel guy was like, "What are you doing? Don't touch that! What are you doing?" And I was like, "You can't stop me! It's too late!" And just ran with it.
You're like a little
It's
glass
funny.
goblin.
Yeah, I was in a possum fursuit, and I felt like that's very appropriate for that story.
That sounds perfect. It's mine.
You
Tell
can't stop
us
me! It's too late! I'm already holding it.
tell us the tale, Remix.
Oh, the glass window.
No, you said you had another story.
Oh. I guess I had like um for Apocalypse 2019. There's like this guy who was like hitting me up on I think Howler, was what it was then.
Oh, that it's still around.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yo, we should meet up." Da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like a little busy right now." And then I was at a room party, um, and this guy like passes out, and I'm like, "Oh, shit, he does not look okay." So we all like go get con staff to go check up on him. And I guess one of the con volunteer EMTs, that was one of the guys from Howler, and I was like, "Hey," and he's like, "Oh, this is awkward." And I'm like, "Yeah." So I guess the dude got alcohol poisoning, and that guy was there to kind of help him, but
Oh,
he ended up being okay.
okay,
Um,
good.
I was in that party for a while, and I think at like maybe 1 in the morning, maybe midnight, this lady walked in. She's obviously not a furry, and the party's kind of dying down a little bit at the time, so everyone's just kind of talking to each other. But she comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, um, where can I go get a drink here?" And I'm just like, "I don't know, it's not my party, but like, you can probably just go make a drink right there, or go grab a can of whatever, you know." And then she goes and makes herself like a, I don't know, she poured a bunch of stuff together. I don't know what she was doing, but she made a drink. Um, and then she was talking to me about how she had a spirit animal and things like that. And I was
Oh
like, "That's
dear.
great. That's awesome." And she's like, I didn't know this stuff existed. It's so cool." And I'm like, "Where'd you come from?" And she's like, "Oh, I work at the hotel next door. So I came over to this hotel because I heard there was a lot of parties, but I left my daughter over there, and the other kind of like desk attendant was babysitting her daughter while she is out at this furry party." And I'm just like, "Huh, that's
Huh.
interesting." And I'm like, "How long you here for?" And she's like, "Oh, I guess until the party ends." And I'm like, "I don't think this one ends because it just didn't end because I think it went to like 6 or 7 in the morning, and that lady is like still there."
Oh
Oh
my
my god.
gosh. It sounds like a creepy pasta, and she's still there.
Yeah, I was like, "Does your
Still
daughter need you?"
there. I don't care if you're into spirit animals, man. Like, get a babysitter.
Yeah,
Like, don't make your other employees fucking like watch your kid while you go discover that you're a furry.
That's like taking a baby to a rated R movie and then having that baby cry throughout the whole movie, pissing everybody else off.
Yeah, I remember this couple brought a newborn child to Deadpool 2. The kid was like 3 days old, and they brought the kid to watch Deadpool 2, and I had to kick
I
him
just
out.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand. This is America. I thought we could bring. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
I
people,
remember
am I right?
Yoko, A Story with You.
Oh yeah, was it the train where I was
It
falling
was the
asleep?
train.
Yeah, I found
Like
those
at the
pictures
bottom.
the other day. Okay, you tell it.
Oh, I think I was like reading a book, or I was just like kind of falling asleep or something, and the train conductor comes over and he's just like shouting at me, and he's like, "Sir, you can't have your luggage on a seat. Seats are for people." And I'm like, I was confused because I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I look over, I'm like, that's a woman." And he's like, "What?" And then I think he lifted like your kigu head or the hat,
Yeah, I
the
had a
top part,
lion hoodie that I
and he's like,
bought.
"Oh, that is a woman." And then you woke up, you're like, "Oh, no."
Yeah. It was pretty funny. And you took a picture of me, and my eyes were like glazed over.
Yeah.
And I had a lion hoodie. It had no sleeves. And I just put, and the train was cold. So I put my hands through the thing. And I was just sitting there on a train looking like a
Hold
bag
on.
of luggage, I guess.
I might be able to provide a photo.
Oh my God. Yes, please. It was pretty wholesome because
Let's see.
he and I were listening. Remix and I were bonding on the train because he was showing me his music set for the dance off.
Oh yes.
And I still listen to that music to this day.
Oh,
Okay. I got a few.
Oh.
I got a few small, quick ones that I want to
Okay.
mention. There was this one time at Fur Fright, this guy was dressed in all black Zentai. He would just like stand in the elevator, not talk to anybody, and it was just like super weird. And then
Hate that.
he'd be at the end of the hallway, just like random places, just standing there. I hated it. And then one time at MFF, there was this guy walking a dog, and we were in a car, and they were like, "Oh, that's his husband." I'm like, "What?"
I hate that.
Yeah.
Like an actual dog or a guy in a fursuit that was
No,
a dog.
It was a real dog.
I hate that.
And then at MFF 2014, I was one of the people there for the chlorine bombing. You guys remember
That's
that?
right. I do, and I was so worried for you.
Yeah, I was there in person.
you were there for that one?
I was there.
I was actually going to ask about this one because I heard a bit about it, but like just on Twitter, like I wasn't there. Sorry, please continue.
There's not much to say. I was going up to a Wu-Tang Clan party, and I just heard like the alarm, and they were telling everybody to evacuate. So we were all outside for a few hours. I think it was maybe like 11 or 12 at night. And I just went to the Overflow Hotel where my friend was staying, and I was chilling. And then the day after, I went there and I took pictures where the chlorine bomb went off, and I was like, #neverforget, posted on Twitter. But I don't know what the intention was with that. I don't know what they were trying to do or accomplish. It was just weird, but everybody was outside and just making the best of it, I guess.
Yeah, I called you. I was so worried. I was like, dude, what happened?
What were they thinking? I don't know what they were thinking. All right. Let's do the dimensional diary. Let's switch gears. Give us, from each of us, let's tell one good story about the furry fandom. Start with Yoko.
Oh, I met you guys in the furry fandom. Changed my life. A lot of good memories. Like, if it weren't for you guys, I think I would have stopped drawing if it weren't for the furry fandom. And now I can draw better than ever, which is a great thing. And I appreciate a lot of support from people. And, when push comes to shove, there was like, when bad things would happen, we'd all look out for each other and warn each other of bad things and take care of, getting rid of the drama. And I grew a lot from the fandom. And if I didn't meet you guys, I feel like I wouldn't be the person I am today. Cautious and willing to kick people to the curb.
Respect. Let's go to Linney.
I mean, shit, like a lot of what Yoko said, like it's just a nice sense of community. One of my favorite things about the fandom is just that it's a very accepting environment, and that you can kind of just like go there and be yourself. Just like, I'm going to run around and be a silly cartoon animal for a couple hours and like just forget about like the rest of my life. Which like that's not really a story. It's like kind of panicking trying to think of a good like solid story while she was talking. But I don't know. The closest I have is, recently at A&E, I met a new friend who is like reasonably new to the furry fandom, and I met him at like the rave, and he was like kind of an old school raver, and like he was telling me about how like I don't know, I guess for a while he was having like a really bad time in life. He was like stuck in his house taking care of a sick relative, and like joining the furry fandom at the point after that gave him just like a really nice sense of like just an accepting community and just a really friendly community, and just like branching out and meeting new people and stuff. And that's something that I really like about it. And I've been a furry since I was like kind of young. So seeing someone like later introduced to the fandom and finding that was like really nice to see. And like we immediately became friends, and now I like talk to him all the time. And just like him and a lot of other people, like you guys and everything, just like meeting people that are kind of like, I guess, a little outside of the social norm and just finding a sense of community there where you all kind of just are accepting and understand each other and like love each other, even if you're all a little bit weird by societal norms, is
Yeah.
just really awesome.
Very cool. All right, remix. What you got?
I think probably one of my first cons was Anthrocon 2012. And
Yeah, that's the one I took you to.
no, that was
No?
2014.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it's okay. I think so. I hope so. 2012. We went together in 2013 as well with Blade, Wolf, and Nisha.
That's
I think-
right. Yeah.
Shout out to
Before
them.
they
We need to
before
get
Yeah.
them
they
here.
went together. Oh, they would be great.
Yeah,
They're
we
awesome.
need to get them
And
here.
hopefully, a Blade is feeling better because he had an incident.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened?
He had a problem with his heart. He like fainted, and there's something going on with his heart. But he's home now, and they got it under control. But you should hit them up, check on them.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll reach out and say hi.
They're some of the sweetest people in this fandom for
Yeah,
sure.
They really are.
Fantastic.
Those are these two people saved me from a creepy girl. Can't say no to people saving you from creeps.
Yeah, but yeah, Anthrocon 2012 had a very long car ride with another furry there and her parents. So kind of an awkward car ride. But when I got there, I met a lot of the dancing furries. And I did like a little dance battle competition. And
Wait, you
I ended up joining
dance?
a furry dance crew.
It's
Yes.
the first I've heard of this.
Oh, shut
I'm
up.
shocked that Frisky has heard of someone else being a dancer for the first time. Frisky being Frisky.
I thought I was the only one.
Oh, shut up. You knew you weren't the only one, but definitely one of the most notable.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it was nice, kind of, feeling that like nice being accepted feeling, being part of a community, and then from there on, we kind of just collaborated, me and my new friends, and just tried to help evolve the dance in the fandom, just through different ways, whether it's the dance competitions, standardizing it a little bit more so it's not very like skewed or biased, bringing non-fursuiter dance battles so everyone can kind of participate.
Yeah, I overheard some people trying to win the dance cup that aren't furries. Anyway, continue.
Oh no. And then even with helping like out with like DJs or people branching out into DJing and bringing different, variety of music to, the dances at night, finally having hip hop or some
Yeah.
throwback jams in there.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just kind of a nice change to see in the fandom.
I agree. That's
Okay,
so cool.
I got two. One is one time Dream had relations with this guy named Skittles. So at Anthrocon 2010, we gave him a box that had a pack of Skittles and a dildo. And he freaked out, which is great. I just thought I'd bring that out there. But the real one is the furry fandom. I met a lot of great close friends. Twilight, Pesky, Yoko, and we all went to the Poconos for my 30th birthday, and we took pictures in front of waterfalls and had pizza.
The tree.
Uncontaminated pizza. And we were in the hot tub, we were smoking and drinking, and we played foosball and watched bad movies. And that was fucking awesome. Hopefully we'll do it again this year. And we didn't talk about furry shit at all because we're past that. We're just friends. And I love it. It's good stuff.
Sometimes it's all that, you need. You don't necessarily need to have a fandom to be good friends.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Linney, Remix, you guys were great. This was a great episode. Great start to the new year. Great start to the new season. Subscribe and like Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift. We're taking
A very good episode 69.
damn
Haha.
straight.
Disclaimer, there is adult content in this video.
Yep.
Hell yeah. All right, guys.
So the disclaimer goes at the
true.
beginning, not the end. It's
We said we were doing things in reverse this year. Oh, man.
awesome.
We
I
miss
love you guys. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
funny.
Also, to be real gay, I'm super glad that the fandom helped me find you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm really glad we're friends.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Captain Morgan and Coke. Shout out to Twilight. You already know what it is. Go watch Cocaine Bear. Theaters February 24th. It's going to be the movie of the year.
I'm so excited to watch Cocaine Bear, honestly.
Oh my
Unironically. Like, I'm so
gosh.
excited to watch Cocaine Bear.
You know what it is. It's Morbin time. We're out here. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
Yoko and Frisky Dimensionally. Yoko and Frisky